That they're changing my voice. I know that the recording quality is probably bad, but bear with me. This video is important. I'll try to keep this short. So on this part, I believe we're on part 22. I'm going to discuss the deeper implications of the fact that it is said that 1 in 3 young females is single and 2 out of 3 young males. So first of all, there's the obvious, right? There's LGBT agendas. Perhaps there's more lesbians than gays, but I don't think that's factoring in that much. I think what is that there's a bunch of predatory older males who are taking advantage of the system. Now, there's a lot of reasons why it's unfair. You see a lot of conservatives who are Christians, for example. They say some stuff that needs to be said, and they say some stuff that they're frankly wrong about. And we see that they tend to argue that people are just blaming society and not taking responsibility for their actions, right? There's some truth to that, in various ways, that's true. But the system is heavily flawed. I do believe there's an overwhelming amount of evidence that would convince the rational mind and the reasonable person that society is designed to keep poor people down. And sometimes, they find a way, most of the time they don't, okay? Most poor people are from generations of poverty. And from what I gather, right, most of them are hardworking people, okay? I do believe the evidence shows us that there's substances in the waters, in the water, the food, the household products, and in the air. And what they're doing to me is a more dramatic version of that. Now, this is important. You say, what does this have to do with dating? Because people often date based on, social status, financial status, and political status, right? They have a social norm fanatic scale. And oftentimes people who are more kind of financially stable have a better standing in the community, okay? At least with people who are seen as kind of middle class to the rich class, if you will, the quote-unquote first class citizens. And that's not right, okay? It's not a coincidence the word wealth rhymes with the word health, and the word racist rhymes with the word rapist. That's not a coincidence. And the word friend, right? Fry, end. And hello, hell, oh. Now let's assume, for the sake of argument, at least, that this wordplay is sound, that it's there deliberately. If it's there deliberately, like to, get, her, and the word together, then we know that the system is flawed, right? House, ho, use, ho, home, ho, first word ho, second word is me, not referring to me. There's no excuse for that, right? Meal, melee, grub, G-rub, food, faux do. What are the odds that all these words just happen to be scrambles, anagrams that paint a picture that is basically identical to what we see going on in society? How popular is porn? What kind of scenes do we see in the movies? How deep or shallow are the churches and the mosques and the synagogues and the various movements? So if people are shallow, and it's a hyper-consumer society, and it's a hyper-game society, hypergamy, right? Females dating toward the money, then we can clearly see that there's organized rape by deception going on. Corporate partnerships, governing class activities, social clubs, gentlemen's clubs, secret societies, what have you, fraternities. We see that it's organized. If there's groups of pirates, if you will, right? And even the word pirate is a play on words for rape it. Not a coincidence. It's an anagram for rape it. So it's a rape system, right? The word grape, right? Like in wine, you get the word letter G, which you see in masonry for whatever reason, right? G is the earth deity in Rome, and so on and so forth. And the word rape. And drapes, D-rape. And I can go on and on about the various connections, and the wordplay goes even deeper than that. It gets kind of confusing at times, but I'll leave the wordplay there, okay? Even if you don't believe the wordplay, okay, even if you think that, the word grape doesn't have the word rape in it, if that's what you think, certainly you must see the pattern of organized rape by deception, right? If a female's a gold digger, she's been fooled into being a gold digger. And that's why in some circles they call them tricks, because they've been tricked. And of course there's a magician with the magic trick, and a lot of times Masons are dressed in a way that's similar to a magician. Checkered floor and all. Not a coincidence. The word game is the word mage scrambled. Not a coincidence. So what are the deeper implications, again, that 1 in 3 young females are single and twice as many, 2 out of 3 young males are single? Well, it's not a coincidence that the word gold is the word old, right? And that's cold. It's not a coincidence. Again, I'm trying to leave the wordplay alone, but it really points right to the problem in a way that forces people to realize what's going on here. People are being tricked into dating people they otherwise wouldn't. And the reason why there's not a massive movement to correct this is because people are being coerced. People are being killed. People are being threatened. The black male, right? Boxing, right? And people boxing and, box them in, right? Fencing, fence them in. It's not a coincidence. Those things are martial arts. And we see in martial arts these days a lot of LGBT energy, a lot of conservatives, a lot of patriotism, right? If they're such patriots, why won't they expose this system and rally for precise solutions to help the poor in their country? That which you did not do for the least of my brethren, you did not do for me. You want to exploit them and marginalize them and subordinate them and subjugate them. You want to maintain your kill rates and death rates. Why? And the word rate is like the word rape for a reason. The word death has the word heat in it, scrambled in it. Heat D, cheat, see heat, see he at. That's why another word, I'm going to have to refer to woman's vagina here to make my point. The word pussy is also called, the vagina is also called pussy for pussy cat, right? See he at, right? And he cat scrambled in the word cheat. And the word pussy is also called a snatch. And it's not because there isn't organized rape by deception, it's because there is. Society refuses to get together to protect the women and the children. Just because you make arrests once in a while, hell, the DEA makes arrests once in a while. That doesn't prove a damn thing. Every once in a while, the CIA, I'm sure, kicks out a drug dealer. But why exactly? Pretty straightforward what's going on here. Social engineering. It's a racket. It's a rapist. It's a racist, rapist racket. And it's wrong. When I look back at my life and I missed out on so much stuff, right? Missing out because I'm doing what's right, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself I didn't sell out for women or money. I'm proud of myself for carrying my cross. I consider character the core of martial arts. That's what martial arts are really about. It's also the core achievements, the greatest successes in life. Even Albert Pike wrote in his book, Morals and Dogma. The greatest successes in life are when you triumph over the desire to sell out to the system. And I'm not talking about using psychology to pretend, which is what all the churches are doing. I'm talking about living in reality. The word morality is a play on words for more reality. The more you're moral, the more you have sense, and the more you're qualified to lead. Moral qualifications when it comes to leadership are the most important qualifications. Moral qualifications including moral insight, the ability to pick a sound committee. That's why the first thing I would do is set up a moral committee that's multicultural to carefully review everything, to see through the bullshit, to masterfully do their job. And what I ask, is that people do God's work. Just give me my rightful place. But they can't do that because they lack the masculinity in heart. And the Lord weighs the heart, mind you. Heart, he art. Ver and virtue means man. If they can't do that, at least pass the war on poverty plan. Put me in charge of it. Cost-effective solutions. $30,000 per tiny home with land purchases included, running water, etc. Global wealth taxes, affordable taxes. If you have $3 million, paying $8,000 a year isn't going to kill you. In 10 years, that's only 80 grand. In 20 years, 160 grand. And you could, if you just put, invest in homes or something, you could probably make like several $1,000,000 in 20 years. But you only have paid 160 grand to the War on Poverty plan. Vice taxes, 5% to start. And if we need more, we'll jump up to 6. And need a little bit more than that, 6.25 in order to build rehabs and keep them running. I couldn't oversee all these plans, the food program, the tiny home program, small home program, rehab program. I'd have to masterfully pick people to oversee them, and we'd have FBI agents tracking the money, and we'd have artificial intelligence also making sure that everything goes smoothly. We'd have people in place. The people themselves would be involved. Transparency. You go to a website, you go to a YouTube channel, go to wherever you need to go, wherever it makes sense, Facebook, and you see how the money's spent in your region, how much money they get, what it goes to, how much that means for every price per unit, and we make sure we do much, much better than, say, Gavin Newsom, who claims to come in at $140,000 per unit. Well, I say $30,000 a unit. There's no reason we shouldn't be able to do this. Building them out of brick and all.